In another few days, the sun will set on 2019, bringing another year filled with successes, failures, highs and lows to an end. As we get up for another action-packed year, we at PRHUB bring to you trends and tips about integrated marketing communication by industry experts and leaders. So watch the space for more. For starters, we have Mr. Vinod Harith, who is the CMO and founder at CMO AXIS, who will be talking about the trends for 2020 for content marketing.
Okay, two things. The first important thing is to deal with Google's changing algorithms. So if you look at Google's new algorithm, when you search for something, after the first search result, you get a whole lot of questions. Say what people are asking about this topic. So you need to start building content to answer questions that your customers are asking. So I think that is one of the biggest things that people have to do in 2020, because most of the websites or digital properties today are not optimized for a Q&A model. So you need to integrate that content into your blogs, into your web content, all of that, so that you are able to get optimized for that, and obviously you're going to get an early mover advantage the faster you do it. A simple approach that I would say is do content outside it. 90% of the time people do inside out content. Most of the time we talk about what we are good at, what our products and services do. Nobody's interested in hearing that. When I'm reaching out for some content, I would like to understand what is in it for me. So while it's so easy, I mean it sounds so simple, but it's one of those things nobody follows. So most of the time the content is talking all about you, your organization, what you do. It's not about how it's going to benefit your customer. That's the fundamental thing about making content shareable. You make it all about your consumer, your reader, your customer, then you got it right. It's this simple rule. How much time do you invest in looking at video content? Especially when you're looking at from a business context or a purchasing context, unless you're watching a movie or something else, your attention span is probably anywhere between 5 to 7 minutes at the most. So if you make long videos, nobody's going to watch. So the fundamental of good video content is to keep it as short as possible, as simple as possible. See, when it comes to omnichannel, the fundamental rule that you need to follow is the content that you are developing needs to lend itself to omnichannel usage, which means that when you are developing the content, you need to think about how are you going to use it on YouTube, how are you going to use it on Insta, how are you going to use it on Facebook. So it's not about taking the content that you already have and then trying to push it through omnichannel. It is developing the content with the idea of omnichannel distribution. Now, I think when you are in a slowdown, you need to do more of content. I say that because what happens in a slowdown is people want to be very sure about their buying decisions. So if you took 10 days to make a decision earlier, you would probably take 20 days to make a decision now. You want to go through as much of material as possible. You want to see as much of ratings, reviews as possible before you zero in on a purchase, a service or a solution or a product. So it's important that there is enough content that you're putting out there for people, which is basically going to comfort or reassure your buyer. So when in a slowdown, do more content. That's my recommendation.